Zack Attack Reviews. This is my review of Zack Snyder's Justice League. It's streaming right now on HBO Max. I just want to start off by saying that I'm a big DC fan, and I really love Man of Steel. I really love BVS, Batman vs. Superman, Dawn of Justice, the Ultimate Edition, not the theatrical cut. So in 2017, I was really looking forward to the Justice League movie, seeing where Zack Snyder continued the story of Superman and Batman, now adding in the rest of the league, and seeing what surprises was going on. There was rumors of Darkseid and Steppenwolf and Granny Goodness and all that good New God stuff from the comics. Being a very big fan growing up of the Justice League and Justice League Unlimited shows, those characters were prominent in that. In 2017, unfortunately, that's not quite what we got. And a lot of people are confused about what's the difference between the 2017 movie and what's going on now in 2021 with Zack Snyder's Justice League on HBO Max. People feel like it's the same movie, just with some added footage and extended, but it's a little bit of that, but the feel of the movie is completely different. And I just want to say what the situation, there's a lot of rumors, but basically the situation was that Zack Snyder was working on the Justice League movie in 2015, 2016 for it to release in 2017. He had his cut done, but he had to do additional editing because the suits wanted down to 2 hours. He had a 4-hour movie. Unfortunately, his daughter Autumn passed away, and he had to step away, and they brought Joss Whedon in, the guy who did Avengers 1 and Avengers Age of Ultron. And because of some of the negative critiques of the themes and the tone of Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman, they wanted him to spruce it up, make it with a lot of jokes. You know, they were trying to catch up to Marvel and be very similar and have that same success. But a lot of the fans grew to like the darker tone and the more serious, dramatic tone that Zack Snyder took with Man of Steel and Batman vs. Superman. And you can see it in the difference between that version that Joss Whedon created and this version that we got right now, which I believe is the superior cut. Long gone are the unnecessary butt shots of Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman, the Flash falling on top of her and having an awkward moment, Batman making quips like he's a comedian, the weird lip thing that Joss Whedon calls because of the reshoots with Henry Cavill's Man of Steel, Superman. And the tone of this movie is completely different. There was so much in the context that was added with having the 4-hour film makes this movie so much better, like far and beyond. There's a lot of context in that original cut that was lost. I never understood why Steppenwolf was doing whatever he was doing. I didn't understand who he served. We didn't see any of those things. His motivations were very, very unclear. And why he acted the way he acted, why he kept saying mother. Like, they never explained any of those things. He was just there for a reason for the league to get together. And then when the league got together, it didn't feel earned because you didn't really get to know who the other 5 or 4 members were, you know, or actually the other 3. Cyborg was a brand new character that we saw a glimpse of in BVS, but not really anything. And he's completely different from the animated version that people like. And Flash, you know, we have the Flash TV show, but this Flash is a completely different Barry Allen. So a lot of people went into this movie thinking that we were going to get a little bit of their background and then move on, but they kind of just zoomed past everything and just assembled them very sloppily. In this movie, the Zack Snyder version of the movie, a lot of the tone and the themes are way more dramatic, way more felt out. Like, I feel like Ray Fisher's Cyborg, got the most out of this movie. He was the heart of the movie, and that's why that movie, the 2017 movie, didn't work, because Joss Whedon cut out the heart. There was a whole storyline with showing what's going on with his parents, his mother. There was a little bit of tension in the 2017 movie with him and his father, but I feel like this movie showed why Ray Fisher's Cyborg, Victor Stone, really had that relationship that with his father, that was that tension, why he was so upset with him. It was much better shown, and then what the events that lead to him officially saying, okay, I'm going to be part of the Justice League, because at first he doesn't want to do it. he's not down for this because right now he just recently got into the accident that caused him to be cyborg. He's down on himself. He feels like he's a Frankenstein kind of monster creation that his father forced him to be in. So he just wants to be alone. But something happens that drags him in, and I feel like that wasn't spelled out in the 2017 movie, but in this movie it was spelled out perfectly. You understood his cyborg's motivations. You understood what kind of character he is. You understand what his powers are and how powerful he is, and they really leveled him up from just like people see him as a Teen Titan. The level of this adult cyborg where he can be a Justice League member, where he can stand next to a Wonder Woman or a Flash or a Superman, where he has almost godlike powers. Because there's a big difference the way Zack Snyder sees these characters. The Marvel characters are human beings that we can relate to that gain powers. These DC characters, he treats them like Greek gods. They're gods among men, and they're dealing with how men treat them or see them. And then they're coming together for a better cause for the world. And they're a bunch of misfits, honestly. They're all going through different things with their parents or trying to find themselves. This movie's themes is about identity, redemption, even for the villain, even for Steppenwolf. Originally, like I said in the old movie, we didn't know why he was doing what he was doing, but in this movie it was clear. He was a part of Darkseid's cabal. He betrayed him, and then he was outcasted, and he's trying to find his way back in. And the redesign of Steppenwolf made him look way more fierce, way more serious. I could take him a lot more seriously as a villain. It was way scarier. Anytime he showed up on the screen, I felt like he was gonna kill somebody, and that was lost before. It felt like a cartoon villain of the week in the last movie. This one, he felt like a serious threat to everyone. Other things that were much better in this cut is the Amazons. They really get to do a lot more protecting the Mother Box in this movie, and the Mother Box is something that the New Gods, which are the real villains of this movie, it's Darkseid, who's a world conqueror. He takes over other people planets and then take the fear that they have and uses that fear to turn them into his like zombie-like creatures that he uses to as an army. He uses them to take over planets. He failed when coming to Earth, and he's never attempted to come back here again because of that failure. And he sent Steppenwolf out to go reclaim these things because he betrayed him. He's like, now you have to go out and earn back my trust after you betrayed me. So while all that's going on, Steppenwolf is trying to do that. All the other heroes are going through things. Superman is dead, as you know from the last movie. So Batman has a bunch of guilt going on in his heart because all these years he's gone sour on the world. He lost his hope. He's not the Batman that we know because of the loss and seeing that these villains keep popping up. And Superman was something that he couldn't control, and he hated it, and that's why he was basically the main cause of his death. And he felt like he made a vow that he was going to redeem himself on his grave. So he wanted to get together a team because he felt something was coming, something big was coming because Superman died. And he brought in Wonder Woman because of meeting her in BVS and realized she was powerful and wanted her to help her find other unique people. That's where he goes and tries to talk to Aquaman. And even that situation, that was in the 2017 movie, but it was expanded upon here, and and it leads into why Aquaman is out. It's like an outcast with the Atlanteans, and why he doesn't want to be around them. He just wants to be left alone. And I think that was kind of lost a little bit. Like another thing that was lost, a lot of the context that was lost. And you realize why he joins the fight, not only to help the Atlanteans, but the fight to save the world at the end, because he has that tough exterior, but at the end of the day he's a great guy. He's just very wary of everyone because he's gone through a lot of things in his life, just like everyone else in the world. And it makes him relatable, even though he's this godlike. I could control water, I could talk to fish, I could swim it, 40 miles per hour or whatever he could swim at, and he helps these people and they see him as a god. He's really just a man trying to do the right thing. And that theme was from Man of Steel, from Batman vs Superman. It's in here now. Each character is just these people who are just trying to do the right thing, but people see them as these gods. And as how I feel like Batman would have hated these characters before, because of Superman being humanized in his eyes, he sees all these people with powers being humanized, and that's why he was able to, or I feel like he was trying to bring these people together. Like I said, Wonder Woman. If you see the Wonder Woman movie, she's trying to find her place. She's trying to find what she wants to do, if she should be involved in the world, because everything in her life from that movie was a lie. She thought man was bad or doing bad things because of the God of War, but it's realized no, it's man. Some men are just bad. So at that point, she just said, "I'm not gonna be involved. I'm just gonna let men do what they do." But then she's forced to get involved. There's something that happens to the Amazons that causes her to get into the fight. That was, to me, was lost in the old movie as well. This movie expands a lot of the themes that were very hinted on in another movie, and puts it to the extreme. The scenes are much clearer, and they breathe longer. It's more of a, it's not a popcorn like they're trying to sell you the Justice League. It's more of a film. Um, I'm gonna move on to like the look of the film, framing, the cinematography. Some of these shots are gorgeous. A lot of the action scenes, or just some of the scenes where people are talking to each other, look like they're straight out of a comic book, like a work of art. And Zack Snyder's one thing about Zack Snyder is that even if you don't like the pacing of his movies or the way he writes his dialogue, you can always say that he has a great eye for visuals, and the visuals are amazing. Steppenwolf looks amazing in this movie compared to how he used to. Darkseid is fully realized, very detailed, feels very real, but very mystical, like he's the embodiment of evil. Um, and the rest, Cyborg looks great, and everything they do with the Flash looks great. You won't be, there's a lot of moments where I was wowed, and I feel like a lot of people will be wowed. Let's talk about the pacing. The elephant room. Another elephant room is that it's a 4-hour movie, and that's a long time. That's not something that we get often. Endgame, Avengers Endgame was 3 hours, but that was a culmination of 10 years of buildup. This movie is not a culmination of that much buildup, but it's used very well in terms of expanding on who these characters are and giving you context of all their motivations, all the themes that are going into why they're going into the battle. And the best part is the action. Like I said, in terms of visuals, Zack Snyder never fails, but in terms of action, Zack Snyder doesn't fail on that as well. The return of the slow motion thing that he likes to do in a lot of his movies is here, but it's not that much. It's not annoying. Um, and I feel like the action is much better in this movie. Even scenes that were in the Joss Whedon cut are expanded and are different. And the characters that get the most out of it is Superman. His action scenes are really great in this movie. Very, like, it gets you hyped. The way he's brought in, he's not in a lot of the movie, but every time you see him, he gets to do some action. It gets you hyped and it's exhilarating because you're seeing this overpowering being just demolishing people. The Flash gets to do a lot more in this movie, and and he's not just the guy that does the quick quips here and there all the time. He actually gets to do some dramatic scenes. He has this amazing scene where he's saving someone in a car. It was in the trailer, and just seeing that scene play out from beginning to end was just amazing. And that was one of my favorite aspects of the movie, was the action. It was really good. It was really exhilarating, and the movie is paced where it's set up in 6 different chapters, and there's story beats throughout each chapter that's very interesting, but there's always some action in each beat. So you're not going to go from chapter 1 to chapter 2 and no action happens. There's always something going on in terms of action. And then a critique I have, a smaller critique I have, is that the beginning and the end of the movie can feel a little choppy in terms of pacing because the characters are so separated. So it's kind of jumping from point to point to point. But luckily, when it jumps to one point, it's not like you just dip in and then stop. It breathes a little bit, lets you know where they are in terms of the point of the movie, and then it jumps to the next character. The movie's pacing really takes off when the league starts getting together and everybody's trying to decide on what the plan is to stop Steppenwolf from collecting all three mother boxes and basically terraforming the world in the name of Darkseid. And there are surprises in this movie. There is some surprises in this movie that were not in the original movie. Um, Specifically a character that was brought in, which is a fan favorite to me, especially if you saw the Justice League cartoons and read the Justice League comics. I don't want to spoil that for you, but definitely go see the movie and see that. And even the ending, he went back in and shot a different ending from what he originally had, and it really sets up a lot of things. I don't know if this is going to continue. I really hope it does, because I really love this movie. This was the fastest 4 hours of my life. When it ended, I was like, I need more of this. So I definitely hope that we do get a sequel. Hopefully they bring back Zack Snyder, they bring back the whole crew to continue, because I feel like Henry Cavill is a great Superman, Ben Affleck is a great Batman, and Ray Fisher killed it as Cyborg. I really want to see him do a standalone movie and expand even more on the themes that was there. He was the heart of this movie. Um, One last thing I want to say is that the movie is a lot funnier than I expected to be. Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman, very dramatic, very dark, not a lot of jokes. This one had a lot of levity. The Flash, Barry Allen, very funny. Um, Jeremy Irons, Alfred, sassy as hell, very very funny. So it gives a really good pace. Some drama, some action, some laughs, and it keeps going. It's a ride, and goes to that final battle, which is so different from the 2017 movie. It has a lot of the same beats, but the structure and the scenes are different. And every part, I felt like in the 2017 movie, not everybody had to be there. I feel like everyone had to be there in this movie. It was a team effort. It wasn't just Superman coming in and just saving the day and doing it by himself. Everybody was involved in making sure that the world was saved, and I think that was great. Um, if you like the movie, let me know in the comments below. If you dislike the movie, tell me why you didn't like it. I'll have great discussions down there. If you like this video, give me the like. Even if you didn't like this video, give me a dislike. Let me know why. And subscribe and hit that notification bell so you can check out my next review. Bye.